I'm Jordan, I'm 19, I'm a Welsh weightlifter and I train at a Willpower weightlifting club. So I started training weightlifting when I was about 13 to accommodate my rugby. I was a bit of a plodder on the pitch, so I did it as a means of getting stronger and more dynamic, and sort of competed pretty soon after that. Developed into Welsh schools champion, British schools champion, and then sort of the peak of my rugby career was playing for Wales under 16s, and then after that I decided to focus on weightlifting full time in the pursuit of competing at the Commonwealth Games in 2018, which I've just finished. So I train out of Willpower. It's this sort of a basement gym in Pontypool, cobwebs, nails hanging out the walls and all this sort of weird, wacky things that go on. We're just a tight training group. We've been open for about 6 years now. My coach is my uncle, Justin Holly. He's been coaching me from the start. Yeah, I mean, Willpower is just the coaching, the community, the pride of, the respect. It's got very much a rugby sort of ethos behind it, that sort of brotherhood feel. And we're all in it for each other. And although weightlifting is an individual sport, I'd say Willpower is very much a team pursuit, and that's what makes it, so special. So I started in 2012, and I think at that point the Welsh Open was about maybe 20 athletes full. Now we're looking at hundreds of athletes competing in the sport, and that's just at a Welsh level. I mean, British weightlifting, British championships are larger than ever. People are more familiar with weightlifting than ever, and I do think CrossFit is the main, contributing factor towards that. There's no doubt about it. So I think over the past 6 years, the sport has developed no end. People are doing CrossFit, and as a byproduct of that, they're going into the sport of weightlifting. So coming up, I fly to Poland pretty soon for the European under 20s. That's a competition for Great Britain. This will be my second comp for GB. I'll be competing in the 105 class, and it's always good putting on a GB vest, and this will be another good marker for me to finish 2018. I mean, it's difficult it's less so as a Commonwealth athlete. The Commonwealth countries are fairly clean, so the platform is achievable to hit the gold medals and achieve in that field. In terms of World Championships, Olympics, that sort of field where you've got the Eastern Blocs, you've got the Chinese. These are countries, known for systematic drug use, so you're up against an unfair field of athletes. They've got the advantage from a drugs perspective. So Britain being a clean nation, it's just difficult to thrive through that. But I think the main thing to do is just keep focused on the details, do things that they're not doing. Sleep better than they sleep, eat better than they eat, train harder than they train. And give as much of an opportunity to yourself. That's the only way you can look at it, because you're not, you're a clean athlete up against drug-fueled athletes. You just got to do the best you can for yourself. We haven't really set out numbers for this competition. We're just looking to enjoy it, but I'd like to, this being the last competition as a 105 before they change the weight classes, I'd like to break the Welsh senior snatch record of 145 and the British under 20s snatch record of 145. I've got the clean and jerk and the total record, so I want to get all three before they change over the weight classes. But yeah, I'd like to push towards the 150 snatch in this comp and push towards 185 kilo clean and jerk. My goals in terms of the long term, 2022 Commonwealth Games, I'm looking to win. I think the numbers I'd need to hit would be around the 160 snatch and the 200 kilo to 210 kilo clean and jerk. So they're numbers that I'm pushing towards over the next 4 years. Past that, I don't know. I'm pretty set on the Commonwealth Games. I'm not really looking at anything past that right now. I think routine is important. If you get into that routine of coming in twice a day and training, you are just going to continue to do so. You've got to have goals, long-term and short-term goals, and be clear with them. I'd encourage anyone to have a visual of their goals, whether it be a mood board or something like that in their room or gym, where they can actually see what goals they're pushing towards. The people I'm surrounded by, you know, my family, my friends, my uncle, my training partners, have a level of expectation towards myself and what I'm willing to achieve. So that pushes me on, you know, that expectation, that pressure, and the pressure only increases as you get more, you excel more in the sport. You know, just that hunger in weightlifting, you're never good enough. You know, there's always more weight to lift. There's always, you know, there's always more squats to do, more pulls to do. You know, more hours to train in the day, more details to do around training. So, providing you're hungry to put more weight on the bar, you'll do anything you can to do so. So, I think that's the main thing. Be hungry, have a good support network around you, and have visual goals set out.